Hi everyone, so in this video we're going to be talking about how to start a blog, and by the end of this video you will have all of these things that you can see here on the screen. So you'll have a profitable niche, a great domain, a beautiful WordPress site. The site that we're going to build will use a free template, so you don't even need to buy this theme, and it will look exactly like this. Okay, so really nice formatted site. And you will also have all of your legal pages and even your first post, and you'll be ready to start blogging and making money. This is a step-by-step tutorial, so I'm going to show you every single step of what you need to do. And if you stay with me, then by the end of this video, you're going to have a beautiful blog of your own. All right, so let's get into this. So the first thing that we need to talk about is finding a great niche. And there is this whole kind of debate about should you follow your passion or should you follow money as you're choosing your niche. So in my opinion, personally, I recommend going with something that has excellent money potential. And the reason why I recommend that is you can choose a niche that you're very passionate about, but ultimately, if that niche is not going to make you any money long term or very little money, you're going to lose interest in it very quickly. If you're looking for a business rather than for a hobby, then you definitely need to go, in my opinion, with a niche that has got excellent money making potential. For example, you might like cups, or you might like things made of particular type of glass, but in those niches, monetization opportunities could be limited for you. Whereas if you go with another niche, then you might stand a much better chance of actually making money in that niche, and that's where I think you should be focusing your attention on. So there are some proven niches where people spend a lot of money and they're sort of guaranteed money makers, and those niches are here. Anything that's got to do with health, skin, aging, all types of software, various hobbies that a lot of people around the world are very passionate in, anything that's got to do with pets, then hobbies like guitars, babies. The niches that you can see here are all more or less guaranteed money winners. Obviously, this is not an exhaustive list of the niches. I do recommend that you check out a detailed video on niches. There is a link in the description below. There is also a post on my blog that covers a lot of pre-made niches for you, so I recommend you check those out as well. But this is the first step of what you need to do. You need to find an excellent, great niche that you know 100% you're going to be able to make money in, and that a lot of people are spending a lot of money in. Because if people are spending hundreds or even thousands of dollars on a particular niche, then you know that you can get just a tiny slice of that via either ads or affiliate programs, or perhaps even down the road making and selling your own products in that niche. Then it's hard not to make money. All right, so hopefully this makes sense. Let's move on to the next step. So the second thing that we're going to be talking about is finding a great domain. So when you're looking for a good domain, there are 2 or 3 things that are very important to keep in mind. And those things are, firstly, the extension of the domain. So I recommend that 100% of the time you go for a .com domain. It's getting harder and harder to find a .com domain because a lot of people are buying up those domains. A lot of them are taken. But you can still definitely find an excellent domain name in your niche that is a .com. It might just take you a little bit longer. If you go for a .org domain or for a .net or .co or one of those other extensions, it's kind of fine. But if your goal with your blog is to grow your blog into a huge brand, which I'm hoping that is your passion and this is your goal, then having a .com domain is going to make your brand much more valuable, because people will actually be typing that into Google. If your domain, for example, is let's say travelfly.org, okay, people will actually be typing in travelfly.com and they will be going to someone else's website. So I do really do recommend that you get a .com domain. So how do you find a great domain? All right, so I'm going to show you a couple of quick tips. I do have a detailed video, so if you need a detailed video, then check the link in the description, and that's going to walk you through the whole process. But my favorite tool for finding excellent domain names is this tool called Impossibility. So I'm just going to go there now, impossibility.org. And the way that it works, and the reason why I love it so much, is that it takes all the work away from you and it does all of the kind of hard work for you. And it searches specifically for .com domains. So let's say that we are looking for a travel related domain. So all you need to do is you need just to put in a travel related word. So I won't put travel, I might put in something like holiday. You can also put in getaway, for example, and you can use various adjectives or letters to be added to the start or to the end of your word. So for example, if I go, let's add 6-letter nouns to the end of the word holiday. All right, and let's have a look. So it says here, you can see that it's put up all of these suggestions for you. Holiday poetry. I mean, a lot of them are horrible. You know, holiday hassle, holiday scraped, holiday colony, holiday bypass, holiday effect, holiday effort, and so on. But if you can actually just continue clicking this one here, this button here called Get More, and it will continue bringing up more and more suggestions for you. And as you go through them, it won't take you long to find an excellent domain. That's how I found most of my domains. I've just sat here and basically clicked Get More until I found an excellent domain name. So holiday ant, well, that's kind of interesting. Holiday lump, holiday yell, and so on, holiday dry. So just go ahead and do that until you find an awesome domain name. Make sure also that it's a .com. If you do need to spend a little bit of time on this, take your 2, 3, 4, 5 days, however many days you might need on finding an excellent domain name, but make sure that it's a .com and it's an excellent 2-word domain. So like I said, if you need to find a detailed video, you want to watch a detailed video on finding domain names, check the link in the description below as well. The next step is to buy the domain, and yes, you do need a domain. I'm sure that some of you have seen advice from some people online that say that you can start a blog without your own domain. You can host your blog on another platform such as a blogger.com platform or HubSpot or a number of other platforms. But yes, 100% you definitely need a domain, simply because if you want your business to be a lasting business, you want it to be hosted on your domain, you want to start building your brand. And if you create a blog on a third-party platform like blogger.com and you start promoting that platform blogger.com, that blog hosted on the blogger.com platform, all of the links that you build and all of that authority, all of those links kind of pointing to your site, you will not be able to simply transfer them over to your new domain when your blog grows. So you're setting yourself up for failure if you host your blog on a third-party platform. Okay, makes sense? You really need to have your own domain, your own .com domain. So the provider that I recommend is Namecheap. You can check the link in the description below to check them out. The reason why I recommend Namecheap is because they have excellent customer service and the domain prices are very cheap, reasonably cheap, quite reasonable. Maybe there is, a few cents difference here and there, but most of the time you'll notice that prices on domains are virtually the same no matter where you go. And I'm going to log into Namecheap and I'm actually going to buy a domain to show you how this process works. One of the domains that I saw were available that Impossibility gave us was Holiday Bean. I think it was on the previous page. So basically what you need to do is go into here, domains, and then go domain name search after you logged in. Obviously you need to register potentially on namecheap.com if you don't have an account there. But after you have registered, you will need to find your own domain name. So here you put in holidaybean.com. And I'm going to buy the domain here along with you so you guys can follow along and do this with me. All right, so here we go. So holidaybean.com, it says there is a B-Day special and it's $8.88 per year. Okay, so excellent price of the domain. I'm going to add it to cart. And you guys can do the same once you found your domain. Just go ahead and do the same thing. Add it to cart. And now I'm going to go view cart. And now we will need to check out. So I'll pause the video. I'm going to come back once I've actually checked out. But first I want to cover something important. So domain registration, you can choose how many years you want to register it for. If you are buying a domain that you're really passionate about, I do recommend that you register for a few years. However, if you don't register for a few years, then at least make sure that you tick the auto renew. It's very important because I have lost some domain names that I missed the renewal reminders, and basically those domains expired. I missed the renewal reminders and then I lost them, even though they were good domains that I really wanted to keep. So I recommend that you check this auto renew. You can always cancel it later, but auto renew is a very good idea. The other thing, WhoisGuard, I recommend that you get this. It's free for you. If you go with Namecheap, you don't need to pay anything for this WhoisGuard protection. This will ensure that your personal information, so your name and your company name and your address in the registry information are protected by WhoisGuard. So if you don't use this, or if you go with another provider who doesn't provide this free protection for you, then your personal information will be exposed on the internet database, and you definitely don't want that. So enable it and put auto renew on that as well. So now you need to confirm order and check out. So I'm going to do this through PayPal. I'm going to pause the video and then I'll complete the checkout and I'll come back so you guys can follow along and do the same thing as well. That's it. We're now checked out. You can see I'm here in the screen that confirms the registration of this domain, holidaybean.com, for $8.88. And we can now manage these domains, so you'll be able to see it in your namecheap.com account as one of the domains that belong to you. We're going to come back to Namecheap as we are setting up these domains in the future, but for now, let's just move on to the next step. So your next step is to buy hosting. Now guys, it's very, very important that you buy an excellent hosting plan. It does not have to be expensive. In fact, the hosting that I personally use and I recommend is SiteGround. They are an amazing host and they're one of the cheapest hosts around. So if after watching this video you decide to use SiteGround as well, you can check the link in the description and get a SiteGround plan as well. If you get it through my link, I'm going to get a tiny bit of a commission. Obviously it's up to you whose link you use and so on. It just helps me keep the channel going. So SiteGround, the reason why I really like them is because they have really good customer service. They also have something called instant live chat. So literally within probably 30 seconds to 60 seconds, you can get support with any issues that you need. And their support is very, very, very good. It's available 24/7. After you click on that link in the description, you will just go and see a page similar to this. Now I am in Australia, so the prices that you see in US dollars will be cheaper. When I checked with a US proxy, it was $3.95, which was the cheapest plan, the startup plan. And really, you don't need anything bigger than just a startup plan when you're first starting out. Okay, so if you're in the US or another part of the world, your price will probably be $3.95. This is in Australian dollars, $4.95, so it's a little bit higher than probably what you guys are going to see. So for $4.95, the startup plan includes one website, 10 gigs of web space, 10,000 visitors per month. So it's pretty much all that you're going to need. You can always upgrade to a higher plan at a later point in time. Unless you know that you need an expensive plan, there is no reason for you to get a Grow Big or Go Gig to start with. Okay, so you will now need to go ahead here and click order now. I'm going to register a new hosting. I'm going to actually buy a hosting package along with you guys, just so that you can see the whole process, how it works and so on as I'm making this video. All right, so it says register a new domain. I already have a domain. Okay, so you're going to choose this option called, or that says I already have a domain, because we have already just registered Holiday Bean, right? Okay, we've already just registered this domain, holidaybean.com. Let's just double check that this was the one that we registered. holidaybean.com, yes. Okay, so type that in here. Some people say that it is a good idea to buy a new domain at the same place where you're getting your hosting. I actually think that it's not a good idea, because if for some reason you guys decide in a year or 2 years time to transfer your hosting to a new hosting provider, hopefully you don't, because SiteGround are really good and I use them myself for all of my sites. But if you decide to move your hosting at a later point in time, and your domain is also with them, it actually becomes much, much harder to move, because it's a hassle to move your domain from one register to another. So I do recommend that you keep them separate. I keep all of my domains in Namecheap, and I keep all of my hosting accounts at siteground.com. Okay, makes sense? So you're going to choose this option. I already have a domain, and you're going to click proceed. So you will need to fill out your information. So I'm going to use one of my other email addresses. You're going to need to choose a password. So let me do that here just quickly. So I've chosen my passwords here. Then after this, you will need to put in your first and last name, as well as your city, street address, zip code, and phone number. So I'm going to fill this out in just a second. This information actually ideally needs to be your real information, because there are some laws that are saying that you need to provide correct and true information if you're buying a hosting service. So you guys can go ahead and do that. I'm going to pause the video while I'm filling it out for myself, and then we're going to come back as we're putting in the payment information. All right, so I've put in my payment information. I've just scrolled down from that to keep my credit card number private. And what you'll need to do now is choose this plan. So make sure that you're on startup, unless you've decided to go with a higher priced plan, but startup should be good enough for you guys for now. Now, data center, the one that I recommend you choose is the one that is going to be targeted to the traffic that you want to get. Most of the time you will want to go for USA traffic, and you want your data center to be based in the US, so that anyone who browses your site from the United States will download all of the information quickly. Okay, so if you think that most of your target audience is in the US, then choose US. Otherwise, choose a European-based one or an Asian-based one, depending where your traffic is likely to be coming from. Now, period. So this is important. I do recommend that you register for at least 12 months. You get a better value for money this way. In US dollars, it's going to be about $3.95 per month. So you're only looking at paying something like $40 for 12 months of service. However, if you wanted to just go for a cheaper sort of plan, you can go trial for 1 month. So it's going to charge you $4.95, but in this case, you're going to need to pay around $14.95, or maybe in US dollars, it might be something like $9.95 for what is called a setup fee. But that means that you only have to pay $19.90 right now instead of, whatever it's going to be, $59. So because I'm only buying this hosting plan to make this video for you guys, I'm going to go for the trial 1 month. Okay, just so that I don't want to throw money away, because I'm only doing this for this video for you guys. But you probably might want to consider getting it for 12, 24, 36 months. Now, these extra services under SG Scanner, I don't think you need it at this stage, so just leave that off. And tick these boxes if you agree, and I would like to receive SiteGround news and special offers. You can leave that unticked just so that they don't send you promotional materials unless you want to get them. So basically this is it. I'm going to go pay now. So once again, just to confirm for the period, the reason why I chose 1 month is because I'm only buying this plan to make this video for you guys. Okay, so I don't want to pay for 12 months, but you can consider doing that if you think it's appropriate for you. So now our payment is going to get processed. Okay, it says order was successfully submitted. Thank you for choosing SiteGround, and the account is being created. So you can follow along with me with this video. And I decided to actually kind of do this live, make the purchase and everything, so that it's crystal clear for you every single step of what you need to do. So it says your account was successfully created. You can now log into your customer area and start managing your website right away. It says you will also receive welcome email with your username and password and account management guidelines within the next 1 hour. So guys, this email that you're going to get, it's important that you keep it, because it will give you a lot of the information that's quite useful for your account. So you want to keep it for reference for later on. If you don't receive that email, you can of course always contact them and via your their live chat support and request for a copy of that email. Okay, so that's it. We're now going to proceed to customer area, and we're going to go ahead with the setup of your website. So let's now go into our customer area. I've clicked this button here, proceed to customer area. So you will see that there is a little wizard that pops up that is asking if you would like to set up your website and enhance your accounts and so on. I recommend that you actually don't do this. So you choose don't need help right now, and under where it says enhance your account, whether you want to detect website malware, guys, it's up to you. This is extra security protection. I don't think that you absolutely need it. It's something that you can consider, but you don't have to do this by any means. So what I'm going to do here is just say confirm. Okay, so I confirm that I have read and agree. So click that. And you said that you don't need any help with the website setup. Don't worry, we're going to get to that in just a second. So just go and click complete setup. So no help with website setup, and you've requested. So we just want to get to this area. So in this customer area, you can click here called My Accounts, and that will give you all of the information about your account. So your cPanel username, your account DNS, and so on. So all of that information is kind of critical information about your account is all in here. If you need support at any time, just click this link and you'll be able to go through to the live support. SiteGround, like I said, is an excellent company that will help you with anything that you need. So I have no hesitation at all recommending them, because they are actually the company that I use myself for all of my hosting as well. Okay, so now the next step of what we need to do is we need to connect our domain to hosting. So we've registered our domain here in Namecheap, and we've just got a hosting account, but we now need to connect the two. The reason why we do this, it was a bit confusing to me when I first started out, is basically when someone types into their browser holidaybean.com, or they find your website through Google, the browser needs to kind of know where to download all of the website data from. And by telling Namecheap to load all of the data from your SiteGround hosting account, that's what we're going to be doing now. We're going to connect them through these DNS settings. So in domain list, we need to go to our account here. So just click on domain list. So here are all of my domains. And under domain list, let me just go here again and type in Holiday Bean. All right, so this is the domain. Now what I want to do is I want to click manage against this holidaybean.com domain. Once I'm here, you will need to scroll down and find here where it says name service, find that option. And right now it will be set to Namecheap basic DNS. You want to choose custom DNS. Okay, so go ahead and choose custom DNS. Domain name server, that's what it stands for, and you want to put in name server 1 and name server 2. Where do you find them? Okay, so they're going to be inside your SiteGround users area. See here it says your account DNS, so you just need to copy and paste these. So just take that like this, highlight it, make sure that you get the whole thing, go copy, and then right click, paste. Make sure there are no spaces or anything like this after this US, so that you copied and pasted it cleanly. Do the same thing with this. Copy and paste that into the second name server. So these are those special codes that I talked about before that allow Namecheap to download all of the data from your SiteGround hosting. All right, so after you've done this, pasted these two, you need to click this little green tick icon to save the data, and that will now in just a second. Okay, it says DNS server update may take up to 48 hours to take effect. Actually, this happens a lot quicker. Generally within a few minutes you will find that this has happened, and your website will now be activated and connected to your SiteGround account. So let's go ahead and continue setting up our site. Let's just check what happens now if we type in holidaybean.com into our browser. Now you will see that now, instead of just saying that this domain is broken or anything like that, you can see that there is already a SiteGround logo. Okay, it says an awesome website is coming soon to this address, and there is a SiteGround mention of SiteGround here. So that means that that linking that we just did a few minutes ago between Namecheap and SiteGround is now working, and that the name holidaybean.com, that domain name, is now pointing to SiteGround web hosting service, which is good news, means we're ready to go. Okay, so let's just close this. So what you want to do now is go into cPanel. Okay, so click this button here, and that will open up this dialog, access cPanel securely. So you will most likely want to do that, access cPanel securely, yes. And click proceed. Now notice it says cPanel username holiday 9 here. Okay, we will need that in just a second. Or actually it's taken us straight in, so that's fine, you don't need to worry about that. But if it does pop up a login button, a login kind of window for you, then use that holiday 9 and the same password that you chose when you were first setting up the account at SiteGround, okay? So you can see that we're now inside what is called cPanel. There is a whole bunch of stuff that you guys can do, and you'll learn all about it as you're progressing on your blogging journey. But for now, what we need to do is we need to install WordPress. So what is WordPress? Okay, so WordPress is actually a free content management system. These days, instead of, if you're new to blogging, this might be interesting for you, instead of coding your website by hand using HTML and other programming languages, something like, I'd say 99% of people online use WordPress. And WordPress is a content management system. Essentially what it does is it allows you to install what's called templates, and then it's as easy as editing a Word document to build your website and create new pages and so on. So that's exactly what I'm going to walk you through, every single step. So we want to use WordPress. All right, and how do we do this? So in here, you will need to find this thing called auto installers, and there is something called Softaculous. So just click Softaculous. It might be somewhere towards the bottom. If you need to find something, you can just search cPanel like this for Softaculous, and that'll come up in here. All right. So Softaculous, let's go. Now what you will want to do is choose WordPress and click install. And that will install your WordPress on your site. Now for protocol, I recommend to use HTTP www. If you use HTTPS, that will force you to have a security certificate, which you will need to do, but you can do it at a later point in time. You don't need to do it straight away. I might need to do a video on this at a later point in time. I'm happy to. Just let me know in the comments below if you need me to do this. But for now, just choose this HTTP www. And then your under choose domain, it'll be holiday bin. That's the only option that you guys have. Leave everything else blank here in directory. Site name, give it a name, whatever the name of your site is. And site description, you don't really need to put anything in here. Don't tick enable multi-site. And then remember this username and password. Okay, this username and password. You will need to take notice of this. So write it down somewhere, because this is what you will need to be able to log into your WordPress admin panel at a later point in time. Under your admin email, put in an email address that is in use. Right now it's just defaulted to admin@holidaybin.com, but put in the email address that you're going to be using. Okay, so for now, I'm going to change these anyway, but just remember that you need to record these, okay? Oh, by the way, before I hit install, just wanted to let you know the other option, select language. So you can choose your language if you want, or you can keep it English. Now under select plugins, limit login attempts. You don't need this for now. You can install it, it's no problem, but I'm not going to do this with this video. Easy setup, WordPress starter. You don't need to do this, so just untick it. Under advanced options, you don't need to change anything there at all. Okay, so that's basically all you need to do. Now just hit install, and that will take a couple of minutes to get underway. So I'm gonna come back in just a second once this is actually done. By the way, it's told me there is a little error, field site description is required. So just put in the name into site description for now, just to get the process underway. All right, so let's go ahead and hit install again. And now we can see that there is this little bar at the top that is installing it. In my experience, it takes a lot less than 3 to 4 minutes, so it's going to be done pretty quickly. So this actually only took about 10 seconds or so, and you can see it now says, congratulations, the software was installed successfully. And there is some confirmation saying that your WordPress site is now installed, and administrative URL is this. So let's just check this out. What does our site actually now looks like? So you can see that there is already something happening on your site. So that's pretty exciting. This is of course just a shell of your website. We're going to work on this now, but it means that the installation, WordPress installation, was actually successful, and there is a default template or theme has already been installed on the site, which is really good news for us. Now there is this thing called administrative URL. So I'm going to open that in a new tab, and you will see that this is going to most likely take you straight inside the WordPress interface like this. Okay, actually it did put up some kind of a wizard, so that is fine. But just in case you click this and you see a login screen, that's completely normal. Then in that case, put in the username and password that you chose in the previous step and log in inside your administrative dashboard. Okay. So if you guys end up seeing this kind of startup wizard, then I would recommend that you just click exit. You don't need it. I'm going to show you what needs to be done. You don't need this wizard, and that will take you straight inside this interface. So this is your admin panel of your WordPress installation. All right, that's like the back end of your site, and you can log in, you can log out here. And this is going to be the screen that you're going to see most of the time when you want to log into your site. So here is your site, holidaybean.com. If you at any point in time want to log into your site, you will just go wp-admin, and that is going to take you to this login screen where you will need to enter your username and email address. Now, for clarity, this username and email address are the username and email address that you chose on the previous page of WordPress installation, okay? So I'm just going to type that in, and I'll be back in just a second so that we can start installing our site. Little tip, if you're ever unsure what your WordPress admin username and password are, what you can do is you can come back to your cPanel in your hosting account. So you can click here on My Accounts and then click on this, go to cPanel, and that will open up cPanel like we talked about before. And then simply go into Softaculous again, and then click on WordPress and find your installation here and click Edit. And after that, get down to admin username and admin password. Here you can type in your new username and password and save installation details, and that will change this username and password. Okay, so I'm going to hit login. Now you will see this little thing that pops up here saying, do you want RoboForm to save your password? Guys, as you're doing online business, you may have already encountered this, but it becomes a problem to manage all of your passwords. And I highly recommend that you use different usernames and completely different passwords, complicated passwords like this type of passwords for all of your logins. The reason is that just in case, God forbid you get hacked somehow, you don't want your password and logins to be the same so that all of your accounts get hacked. You want to keep them separate. But of course it becomes a problem to manage your passwords. So I use this program called RoboForm, and it allows you to easily save all of your passwords. So see, now it asks, do you want RoboForm to save your passwords? I'm going to call it Holiday Bean WP Admin, and I'm going to hit save. And that will, this program, this software manages all of your passwords securely. So if you want to check out this RoboForm tool, then click the link in the description below. It will take you through to this program. It's just a very handy tool that I've been using for years, so you guys are welcome to check it out as well. Okay, so we are now inside our dashboard, and what we want to do now is we want to start installing a theme or a template for our website to make it look, from this kind of ugly default install to making it look like this. And don't worry, this is actually really, really simple. We're going to use, I'm going to use a free theme in this video. It's called Aerie. There is a link to this theme that's going to be available in the description below as well. Now, it is a free theme, but it's still a very high quality theme. So let's just go ahead and do what we need to do here. So I'm going to find Aerie theme. So just type that into your search engine as well, or your browser. It says here ARI A themes. So just click that. And what you will want to do is you will want to click this one here called downloads, this button here. Okay, so where it says download, so just download it. You'll need to enter your email address, so go ahead and enter your email address, and then it says subscribe and download. Or actually, it even says that no thanks, I just want to download the file. So you can actually just download the files. So as you open this, store this wherever you want to store your file. I'm going to place this into a new folder on my desktop called video, like this. And I'm going to place this .zip file in there. So that allows you to actually install the theme later. Download it as a zip file. Do not unzip it, just keep it like this as a zip file. And we're going to install it into our WordPress via the admin panel. Before we go ahead, wanted to spend a second talking about paid themes versus free themes. In general, you will find that paid themes are supported better, they're updated better and kept up to date, because obviously if someone puts out a free theme out there, there is not a lot of incentive for the author of the free theme to actually maintain that theme on an ongoing basis. But the guys behind ARI theme, this company called A Themes, they have a blend of both paid themes or templates, I guess you want to call them, and free ones. And they, in general, they have a really good reputation for maintaining their themes, even the free ones, up to date. If you wanted to use a completely different theme, you can do that. You can just type in free WordPress themes into Google and you will find lots of different themes. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to go ahead with this theme called A Themes, all right? So now that we've downloaded our theme, the zip file, let's just have a quick look at the documentation. You will notice for ARI, where under Quick Start Guide, it actually says that you can import demo content. This is another reason why I really like the ARI theme. It, instead of just looking like an empty site, after you install your theme, you can do this called import demo content, and that's going to create one of these demos, one of these templates that are already populated with content. So you will not get an empty site. It will look like this. There are 3 free sort of setups, you know, pre-made website templates. You can have this agency looking site like this, startup, or the one that I personally like is this health coach. And that's how you can make your website very quickly look exactly like this site here. I'm going to do this with you, by the way. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So the first thing, as you can see here with the quick start guide, you will need to install the theme. So it even tells you to go to Appearance, Themes, Add New, and search for the theme or upload the .zip file in case you've downloaded the theme manually. All right, so we're going to do this now. So we're going to Appearance, Themes, and Add New, and we're going to upload the theme that we've just downloaded. So see it says upload theme, choose file, then go to desktop, go to the video folder that we've just created, and here is the zip file. So we want to upload the zip file. Don't unzip it, just upload the whole zip file. And then we need to click install now. You can see it's uploading. Okay, so 100% is uploaded and it's now installing. So I'm going to hit activate. All right, so now that we've activated it, let's just refresh our site. So I'm on here, holidaybean.com. Let's refresh the site. You can see now that it's changed. We've now got the new theme, but our site is still looking a little bit better, but still a little bit ugly because it doesn't have any content on it. So there is literally nothing to click on. So this is where we need to go to this next step, which is install. Actually, we're going to skip step 2, install recommended. No, sorry, I'll take that back. So let's install recommended plugins. So we need to install the plugins called Elementor and Kirky. Okay, actually it says you will see a notice to install them after you've activated the theme. Okay, so this theme has got some prompts to do that. So let's see if they actually prompt us to do that or not. I do not see any prompts anywhere to install those plugins. Aha. Okay, so I've now clicked on plugins, and yes, it does have the prompt. It says this theme recommends the following plugins: Contact Form 7, Demo Contact Import. So basically what I can do is I can just click this, begin installing plugins, and that will put up all of them. So I'm going to tick them all in one go like this, and bulk actions install. So make sure all of them are ticked. Then I'm going to choose install here and click apply, and that will go ahead and it will install all of those plugins. So what are plugins? So plugins effectively are extensions of the WordPress functionalities. So you will learn more and more about different plugins as you work with blogging, but think of it as extra functions, extra modules that you can add to your site if you need it. So this theme sort of recommends that you have these extra modules, and that's exactly what we've done here right now. You can see that this has now installed. So let's go back to plugins and click on this install plugins, and then click all of them. And instead of activating one by one, we can actually activate them all in one go like this. So I'm going to hit activate, and everything that is checked will get activated by default. Okay, so I'm going to hit apply, and all of these plugins will now get activated. Okay, so now let's go back to appearance, and now I can see this option called import demo data. So it tells us it will import all demo content and change your homepage and blog page to the ones from our demo site. It will also assign a menu. Great. So this is going to save us a lot of time. And the one that we wanted from here, from the demos, you guys can actually go ahead with whatever one you like, but I just really like this health coach layout. So I'm going to choose that and hit import on health coach. Okay, it actually tells us, please install the Wordpress plugin before importing this demo. Okay, so let's just do that quickly. So Wordpress plugin, cool. So we already know how to do this. So we need to go to plugins, and we need to add new, and we need to search. So you can actually search the plugin directory. So I'm going to click here and type in Wordpress, and that's the one that they wanted, the first one here. So I'm going to click install now. So now it says installed. I'm going to activate it straight away. So now we know it's activated as well. And now we're going to again go into appearance, import demo data. And let's try to do this again. Import. It says, please install Wordpress plugin before importing the demo. Well, we've just done that, so that is fine. So let's go and click import. So we can see that it says, that's it, all done. The demo import has finished. Please check your page, make sure that everything has imported correctly. If it did, you can deactivate the one-click demo import plugin because it has done its job. Okay, so let's refresh and let's see what our site now looks like. That's it. Congratulations. You now have an amazing looking modern website. If you guys want to learn how to customize this website and change all of these pages and actually tweak it to make a blog that's customized to you out of this website, then make sure that you check out the next video that's going to pop up here, or just check the link in the description below to watch part 2, how to customize this installation to your branding. If you like this kind of videos about blogging, making money online, traffic generation, then subscribe to my channel. Just click the button below and also tick the little bell notification icon to get notified as soon as I upload my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Quickly hit a like on this video and drop me a comment below. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Greg Kononenko, the Caffeinated Blogger. See you later.